Yo, what is YouTube? Delco here, just giving you part 3 of my gaming and competitive background. Also, probably show you a little bit of my setup of what's going on with my gaming PC stuff. In the future, I kind of want to build my own PC, or actually have my cousin build a PC for me. With my last paycheck, I've worked so many hours this last couple of weeks. Got crisis pay, which is an extra $5 an hour. So I've been working hard and kind of want like a treat, I guess. So I'll probably buy various parts, which will probably be cheaper, but I want to get a pretty decent gaming rig, in order to play Guild Wars 2. Hopefully maybe I'll stream within the next year on with my gaming, and get a webcam or something going, get on Justin TV or something, or Twitch TV, which it's called now. So that's my plans. Hopefully within the next couple of months here to get a PC built, with an amazing graphics card and processor, and maybe I'll need a capture card with it as well, because I don't know if the Hauppauge will be able to work for PC gaming. But anyways, I'll figure that out later. Let's do the setup, kind of what we got going on here. I have my Toshiba laptop with Harman Kardon speakers. It's just a Toshiba Satellite. Had this for maybe a couple of years now, 2 or 3 years. It's just a 15.4 diagonal monitor, or that's how wide it is, with a True Bright display. Intel Core 2 Duo processor. Wow. 4 GB, 800 megahertz SD RAM, 320 gigabytes of space. Pretty basic. It's probably a little bit better than the average laptop, but definitely no gaming laptop really, like to play Crisis or anything like that on full ultra details, or probably not even or medium. But anyways, that's what I got right now. It's hooked up to a subwoofer up top here with 2 external speakers. One here, one's hidden behind my Asus monitor on a shelf back there. That's the right speaker. Right here we have the Asus, the VH236H, 2 millisecond response time. Still got some stickers on there, the taping, but I plan on moving it. It's kind of like a fingerprint magnet. So we're just leaving that on for right now. Right here I have a Seagate external hard drive, 640 gigabytes. I plan on having my tower at least to have 1 terabyte. Probably won't use a lot of the space, just mainly to hold videos, but I'll probably still keep stuff on external hard drive so I can move around. Got my TT Thermaltake mouse with up to 6500 DPI custom LEDs. On the fly, you can change the DPIs, so like the pickup and the speed of the mouse. It's got a weight system within the bottom and various macros here. I've been playing Dragon's Nest. It's a free MMORPG right now, as a filler to get used to MMOs and the mouse movements, and just to take up time. Before I couldn't use my hands. I don't have my brace on right now. I got like 1 week left. The next appointment is on Tuesday at 3 o'clock, so hopefully everything goes well and I won't need the brace anymore. So we got that. Changes different colors with the mouse. Also right here I have the G15 Logitech keyboard. It's got 2 USBs on the top here that you can put in. It's got a mute button, various bright, or it turns bright, blue LED, lights up in the dark. You can turn it off. It's got a dim and a bright. You can't really change or see the difference right now with the light on. It's got various macros. When I'm playing Dragon's Nest, I have set up 3 different macros for different skills. I'll probably use this as well for Guild Wars and set up different macros which is pretty cool, is you have 6, 12, 18 keys that you can set to macros. Along with recording it, you can do. I couldn't find my disc, so I went to the Logitech website and downloaded their software. And then you can do a record macro, which if you like record different buttons, you can just hit one button, and you can it'll play all those buttons in sequence of what you recorded, which is pretty cool. Same thing I think with the Thermaltake. I think there's a record option as well. But anyways, you have a M1, M2, M3. I use the M2 right now, but each of these you can set up as a whole different 18 keys, which is pretty cool, and have them set up for different ones. Along with that, it also has an LED monitor right there. What else? What was I gonna say? I don't think it's LED. I think I meant LCD. Anyways, it got volume. It's got your media controls. So right now it says Windows Media Player, the future, which is just basically the future is just the title of my montage that I created. So if I hit play, I can play it from there. Also, you can control your music media. So from I just hit play and it's playing my iTunes, Jungle Brothers Freaking You. So I can do that. And then it's also, I can play my the future montage that I created. So it controls your media basically. Also, you can download like various scripts that some games will have set up for Logitech, so you can see various data. So like if you play like a first-person shooter game, you can see your ammo, your grenades, your health, you know, whatever, depending on what the download consists of. MMOs, you can have your health, your mana, your equipment, you know, the time or something, like on the cooldown of skills, the you know, just whatever the download consists of. I'm gonna turn this off real quick. But that's what this little monitor consists of. It's pretty cool, pretty neat. You don't see that on a lot of keyboards. What else? Probably can show you like the XP you need to level. Also, a unique function is this joystick in computer right here. You can basically, if you switch it to the gaming mode, the start button won't work. So you won't, you know, pop out of the in-game into your desktop, which is, you know, it's something gamers might do accidentally, and it might cost you a game or something, or you might die during that time. So that's pretty cool and a smart function to add. So I've kind of got the setup going here. I will probably bring this all downstairs at the basement and get it all wired to a wired internet instead of wireless. And probably when I buy all my computer parts and get that set up, I'll probably put it downstairs as well. Or maybe I'll leave it like this and I can play PC on my 32-inch downstairs, which would be kind of crazy. Along with my gaming. I have my Xbox down there still too. Found this on the internet, so this kind of goes with my competitive background with Guild Wars. This is Eternum Pariah versus Nuclear Launch Detected. I favor the video as well, but you can search on YouTube. And what Eternum Pariah got me interested in spike builds was they created and were very original with their spike builds. They had various classes: Rangers, Elementalists, Mesmers, Monks, Necros, all that kind of, you know, kind of like a rainbow spike build basically. They had various classes. For spike builds, even monks do damage. They were set up as usually monk necros with the elite skills of Offering of Blood, which, if you guys didn't know, was a pretty overpowered skill at the time, and they ended up getting nerfed. Basically, it was a low cooldown time to get energy from Offering of Blood, and I think you just lose a little bit of health and you got quite a bit of energy. So that was nerfed later on, and nerfed so bad it pretty much became ineffective as an elite skill. So Monk Necros were the primary use because they use Vampiric Gaze, which basically does damage and steals life of the opponent. So those are pretty good. So you heal yourself as well as, you know, do damage to the opponent and steal life. So that skill was used quite a bit. Recharge time was pretty low, and recharge or cooldown time, whatever you want to call it. And the damage output was good. So you see that a lot. Also, you see Elementalists running a kind of the emo build, or Elementalist monks, call them emo. And they would usually run a support build as well with heal party. Basically because what do you call it? Elementalists have such a large mana pool that they can cast large spells like that. Heal party, I believe, was the skill usually used a lot of the times with the Elementalists. And basically that would heal the entire team within that area. You could chain that. You could have two Ellies run that, or you could see Elementalists and monks run an Aegis chain, which basically they could have Aegis up constantly if you had long enough, you know, specs put into protection prayers. It's crazy how I still know some of the skills and stuff and the builds. It's been over probably 3 to 5 years probably since I played this game. I still know what skills look like, even though I probably don't know all the names of them. But I think Aegis basically gave you a percentage of how you're going to block the next attacks or all the attacks coming towards you. I think it's based on how many skill points you have in protection prayers is how long Aegis lasts, or if it's, I think it's 50% chance actually. Now that I remember, I think it's 50% chance to avoid attacks for, you know, such amount of time, depending on the number of specs you have in protection prayers. So a lot of teams would chain that. But the spike build was really effective because spiking is basically you'll have a caller which will count down from 3, 2, 1. Everyone will cast their spells accordingly. Like if you have a 2-second cast time, you would cast it on 2 when he's counting down. If you have 1-second cast time, which I think Vampiric Gaze was a 1-second cast time, or like a 1/4 second or something like that, but is pretty good spell. Anyways, if you did it right, you would have a perfect spike, and if their health bar was full, they would be completely die, just like that, no hesitation. If it wasn't a good spike, or it was a staggered spike, you could see the health bar slowly like stagger, and monks could react and heal that player before they died. That's where the infuse health monk would usually come into play. They had to be very quick, and they would have to react to see that damage coming into it, into their teammates, and heal them as quickly as possible before they died. And infuse health, basically monks lose half their health and give a crap load of health to their opponent, or not opponent, but their teammate. You'd also see rangers and mesmers come into play to help counter spikes by interrupting large spells casted by like elementalists or mesmers or something, because usually the larger spells cost or would last, let's see, usually the spell cast would be a lot longer, like the casting time, sorry, would be like 2 to 3 seconds. It was a pretty high damage spells, so they would try to interrupt that. So then that's one player that wouldn't be able to do damage, and maybe they wouldn't have enough damage to kill that character. So that's where they come into play, of trying to counter the spike builds. German Pariah was a top-ranked team from the United States. They were ranked like probably top 10. Usually they were first, second, or third that I saw them, and when I became kind of a fan of this build and into that team. Not sure where they went. They kind of split up after a while as I started getting more into PvP. but they also kind of separated and lost the spike build because of teams that created the split build, which basically would split their team and they would lose their damage output. So either they would have to kill the whole team that was kind of defending the middle flag, or they would have to send some people or send their whole team back to their base to stop the other split. So the spike build became kind of counterproductive later on, unless you had a good map for spike builds. But eventually the spike became no longer an option to use after teams were able to split or at least send a couple characters away from the spike build. So the spike build kind of got destroyed after a while, but it was always fun to watch, and this gem is an old school video before factions. If you want to check it out, check out YouTube. Eternal Pride versus Nuclear Launch Detected. You also see some other videos posted by them. People get annoyed by the countdown, but that's how they have to play. Play the game is the countdown, so everyone's on the same level of communication and casting time. But that's how the spike build works. There's a lot of dislikes on these videos because people that watch these probably don't understand the build, the complexity, and what's going on actually. This was the time before factions without all the crap that was added, because I don't know, just became too complex with the dual professions, the dervishes, the ritualists, everything becoming overpowered, glitches, just everything. I don't know, it just became a hassle of finding builds or counter builds, all the jazz of Build Wars. The assassin splits, the teleportation, just so much, factors changing the game. That one build you couldn't really, trust if it's going to be good or bad, because every game is a dice roll with various builds that you could be put up against. So, anyways, along the lines with competitive gaming, follow the MLG tournaments every weekend for the most part, unless I have to work. I follow Halo, I follow the Gears of War, even watch some of the World of Warcraft 3v3 PvP. I don't think that's on the circuit anymore, but it was. Even though I didn't know any of the skills, it was pretty cool to see the communication, the skill required for it. I'm never biased on any competitive sport really, or any of that. I know each and every sport that anyone plays takes skill, or else it wouldn't be a sport. If everyone could do it, then it wouldn't be fun, or there would be no competitive edge, or no one would practice to get better at it. So everything's kind of unique to me anyways. So I even watch Halo. Not a very good Halo player, I admit to that, but it's fun playing it. Usually 4v4. You see Halo, you see Call of Duty, that's 4v4. That's one thing different from Guild Wars 1, was it was 8v8. It was kind of hard to form teams because of the large amount of players needed. That's where the substitutions and the alliances and the other teams, being able to sub people in, because you couldn't have a constant and steady 8 players on all the time, every day at that time, really. So 8v8, Guild Wars 2 changing with the 5v5 might be a little bit better. 5 is a lot lower, right? It's 3 players lower, but that's almost like an entire team. You see most games 4v4. StarCraft 2 is probably just the only 1v1. Actually, there's a lot of 1v1 fighter games, but besides that, it's usually 4v4. League of Legends is the only other 5v5 game that I've seen. But yeah, I'd say 90% is usually 4v4. I don't know if they have a lot of 2v2. or any of that anymore. Forget what Counter-Strike is. I think that's 5v5 or 4v4. I think it's 4v4, but I don't know. So many competitive games to watch. It's just fun, and my goal is to probably go to an event. I haven't been to a live MLG event, and I would like to go out to one of those places one of these times, just to experience, you know, the whole atmosphere and watch, you know, live gaming. I guess my ultimate goal is probably to actually get on a pro team or to play for a pro team. Hopefully, I think I'll put most of my efforts on Guild Wars 2 and their esports, what they'll bring out, and hopefully go to an event and actually play for it. That would be probably one of my ultimate achievements, I guess, for my gaming background. I won a Call of Duty tournament, a local tournament, but you know, it wasn't the largest tournament, or it wasn't the best of the nation. So I want to, you know, become the best of Guild Wars 2. Hoping to maybe join that Paradigm Shift. If you haven't seen them on YouTube, they're looking to be the #1 PvP guild. And I know a lot about Guild Wars, so hopefully they see this video or something, and hopefully I get an invite to their guild, or at least to try out. I think my main will be an Elementalist. I thought I would be a Guardian for the support role, but I see that the Elementalist has a lot of support ability with their water. Plus I love macroing, so I think I could micromanage the Elementalist very well with the 4 different elements, and even though they only get 1 weapon set, I think I would be able to manage those 4 weapon. I think it takes a lot more micromanaging for those 4 elements than it would weapon sets. And you have seen my other gaming videos on monking and weapon sets. If you haven't, check it out. I talk about various weapon sets and negative energy, so I kind of know already about that. But Guild Wars 2 probably won't have an energy system, which is different. Let's see here. Another gaming background, or I guess sports and competitive background I like to talk about is Jonathan Spector. He's pictured here. He's a professional soccer player for the U.S. men's national soccer team. Right there is pictured. He's pictured there, Jonathan Spector. He's born March 1st, 1986, so he's the same age as I am, 25. But I was gonna say, that picture right there is a picture of him playing for West Ham. If you guys don't know what West Ham United is, it's a what do you want to call it? Professional soccer team overseas, so it's an international team in Europe. What was I gonna say? So he plays for both. I don't know if he's still probably rostered on the national team, but I don't think he starts. He plays right fullback. At the time of when I actually played against him, my club team was invited to the Nike Invitational Soccer Cup, invite only, which it was pretty unique and I guess different tournament because it was invite only. Just the top teams went. This was right after we won regionals, I believe, that we were invited. This was held in Chicago. Jonathan Spector played for the Chicago Sockers, which was an amazing team. We played them a couple times, once in the regional tournament and then once in the Nike Cup. We played at the Busch Soccer Complex. That's how insane Chicago soccer system was. They had their own complex, supported and sponsored by Busch, the beer, B-U-S-C-H, Busch. Their complex was incredible. They had artificial turf grass, or whatever, artificial turf, which was perfect. Like, you could put the ball anywhere, it would be set up, perfect. And we were used to hard, rugged ground that we play on that's uneven, and you have to prop the ball in grass perfectly to set it up how you want it. This you could have the ball sitting anywhere and it'd be perfectly set up to kick. Also, they would have their complex contained real grass, but it was downpouring so hard that we weren't allowed to play in that field because they didn't want it torn up. So we played on the artificial, which was amazing and super fast. So we weren't really used to that, and the field was a bit smaller, but it was still an enjoyable experience. I believe we tied them 1-1 or 1-1 or 0-0. I can't remember. I think it was 0-0 actually. Anyways, that's Jonathan Spector. Pretty unique. At the time we played him, he played midfield, and he had a rockin' mullet going on, but just an amazing player. So it's kind of unique to play against someone that went pro eventually in their career. You don't meet a lot of people who actually go pro in sports or anything really, or like gaming. I guess I really haven't met a pro gamer in my area, or before they became pro. I didn't meet them during my childhood. Also, another picture though, right here, this is Dusty Coleman. I play this guy in basketball, but he's a professional baseball. He's kind of a all-around jock. He played baseball, played football, basketball. I believe in the time he also played soccer before, but after he pretty much concentrated more on baseball and basketball. I played him in basketball and soccer. I think soccer at a really young age. His dad actually owned Magic Castle, which was a pretty beastly arcade back in the day with laser tag. Had a lot of birthday parties there. But this is Dusty Coleman, and he was drafted by the Oakland A's out of college, which is pretty cool. I think he plays shortstop. Let's see, I think this was in 2009. Still believe that he plays for the Oakland A's. I'm not certain, I haven't followed him too much. But he's a South Dakota native and pretty cool. Let's see, I don't know what else to... What is this? I don't know what else to discuss about this, my competitive gaming background for now. This video's gone on quite a bit. I don't know if it'll be able to upload to YouTube, but that's my my update for my gaming background and competitive nature. Want to get on that Paradigm Shift team, or if not, onto a major PvP guild, and to compete on the esports ladder. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like if you liked it, or else comment on something that you'd like me to elaborate on or speak on next, or whatever. Just give me some feedback, please. That'd be awesome. Peace.